most of you requested that I do a video tutorial on how I make my bags. So these are the materials that you're going to need to make your bag. So first of all, this is a plastic canvas. You can get it at the stores, like where they sell like most of the accessories bags, or you can just purchase it from me. This one, it's very important because it helps to give the bag a good posture, and it's very stable. Then, so next over here I have this material. This one is a cotton one. I'm going to use it to line my bag. I'm going to show you guys in another tutorial. First, let's make the bag. Then this one is a zipper for the side pocket, and I also have it in a smaller size in case you want to put the side pockets in a smaller zipper. And then this big zip is for the top of the bag after you're done making the bag. Then I have some handles here for the bag. You can actually make your own handles. I'm also going to do a video on that, but today for this particular bag I'll be using these ones. This one I just purchased them too. So we are done with that. Other materials, this is the main material. This is called polyester yarn, and you can get it as a roll like this one, or you can just decide to buy it as this one. So if you're going to use this one is 200 grams each. So for this particular bag, and if you're going to use the exact measurements, you're going to need like about 7 of this. But if you're going to use the roll, you'll need like this one full, and then like another roll, like half of it, like the other roll won't end. So yeah, the polyester yarn there. And then this one, it's the crystal thread. This one I'm going to use it to sew in the bag lining, and also you can also use it to sew the top zip for the crochet part. But you don't have to use this. You can just use this is just the regular yarn. So you don't have to use the crystal, you just need that. So the scissors, tape measure. For me, I'm going to use 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, but you can also use 5 millimeters. It's just that I want the stitches to be very firm. I've noticed every time I use the 5, the stitches are a bit like loose, especially depending on the design. But for this particular one, I want to use 4.5, but I've said you can also use 5. This is the lighter, for burning the edges so that it doesn't rip off. A needle yarn. And then if you're going to make your own straps, if you're going to make your own straps, you're gonna need the D-rings. So if you're not, you don't need them. And these ones you can also make them for the side so that you have it like a longer handle, the one that you just put over your shoulders. And then these ones are the pins for when you're just making the, what do you call it, bag lining. And then I want to talk about something. This is called a curved needle. My friend, you're going to have to need this, especially if you're going to sew in the bag lining. This needle has helped me a lot, and I say that a lot, even when I'm sewing in the zipper, because it can be a bit stressful, especially when you're just sewing the zipper on the polyester and it's a bit rigid. So this needle just goes across it. Then this one is my stitch counter. What do you call it? Yes, stitch counter. I use it to count the number of stitches I'm going to make. If I just make one stitch, I just adjust it so that I do not go off. But you don't need it. But as a beginner, it's good. Actually, it keeps you in check with the stitch counting. This one is just a metal hook, bag hook, or whatever you want to call it. This one I'm just going to use it to make the tassel, the tassel for the bag hanging. So you don't need it, or you can need it when you want to make a longer bag handle, so that it just can be removed and inserted any time. So yeah, it's up to you. These are the bag stands. I'm going to need 5 of them because my bag is going to be a bit big. And then these ones are the stitch markers. These are very important to mark the stitch at the beginning, at the end, or somewhere when you want to mark that particular stitch, maybe where you're going to sew in the sides of the bag. So you're going to need just 4 are enough. And then most important is a notebook and a pen, especially when you are beginner. Please always write all the stitches, always count all the ridges that you're going to make. Every single stitch matters, because any stitch can change the pattern of the bag, and also can change the design, the shape the bag is going to come out at the end. So I advise you, personally, I always write my stitches down. For every bag I do, I write every stitch, every details, anything I used, even the materials I used for that particular bag. So in case, I make different things, so in case I've forgotten a type of bag I made like a year ago and someone wants it, I just refer to my notes. Okay, so now let's start. So we're first going to start by burning this edge here so that doesn't fluff. Be cautious not to burn yourself. And then we are going to make a chain stitch over 90 and then plus 1. So let's just say 91. So this is how I make my first knot. So chain up to 90. So this is how I do my chain. So I'm going to do this until I have 90. And for beginners, please use a stitch marker so that you don't forget your first stitch or your first chain. So this one is my first one. So I'm going to make this chain, they're called chain stitches, until I have 90 of them. Then I'm going to do one extra. Meet me back after you have 90 of them. They're supposed to look like this, like a braid. Okay, so I have my 90 chains, as you can see. So don't tighten them that much. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add one more chain, and then I'm going to turn my work to this side. So you are chaining this side, so you turn your work to this side. So in this side, so some people prefer to continue and make single crochets on this part, but I do not prefer this because I want it to be left as a braid, this part. So I always turn my work to this side and make my single crochet on this part over here, this small ridge on the back side, this one. But if you prefer to make it on this side, it's still okay, but for me, I'll work with this one. Okay, so I'm going to do single crochet. So for single crochet, this is how you do it. Just insert, sorry, mine is a bit tight. Just insert there, pull the yarn through, and then pull this other yarn through. There you have your first stitch. So make sure to mark it with a stitch marker. You can use a different color so that you can keep track. And then if you're going to use the stitch counter, you change it now. You can make it to 1. So we continue single crochet. I'm going to single crochet all the way through. So you're going to have something like this. So continue with the single crochet. Make sure at the end of it you count 90 single crochets. Okay, so let me meet you guys back with the 90 single crochets. So guys, I want to show you something. I'm almost at the end of my single crochet, but I want to show you how to hide this end here instead of burning it. So you're just going to crochet over it. So here we go. So for me, I put it inside here. You see, inside here, and then I'm going to continue with my single crochet, and then I'm going to crochet over it up to the end, so it is well hidden instead of having loose ends. But you can still burn it if you want, but for me I just prefer to do this, just in case you're going to have to use like the other cotton t-shirt yarn and you can't burn it. So just practice it, you just get there. You see, I'm crocheting over it, so I'm going to finish this up to the end. And I hope guys, as you're crocheting, you are going to be counting your stitches. You don't want to miss any single stitch, so that you have it even, and so that it can be perfect. Okay, so let me finish this, and then we are going to measure how many centimeters it is up to the end here. So I am in my last stitch. Remove the stitch marker, crochet the last stitch, and there we have our 90 single crochet, and there goes our first row, okay, of single crochet. So you should change your stitch counter to 1 single crochet. I hope yours looks like this or something like this. So this is the front, this is the back, but either way for single crochet it doesn't like matter that much. So chain 1 and then turn your work. But before we do that, let us see how long this is. So I'm going to measure in centimeters. You can do with the inches, but I prefer centimeters. I prefer to work with centimeters. So mine is 59 centimeters, almost 60, but we are going to say 59 centimeters. So let's continue to the next row. So you can mark the second row. So chain 1, then turn your work. So if we are going to continue with the normal single crochet pattern, we would have chained here, this part there. But now we are not going to do normal single crochet, the ones that you insert there. We are going to do single crochet on the back loop only. So here I have 2 braids. Like there's this part, this is the front part. Let me use the needle. I hope you guys can see well. So this part is the front loop, then this part, this one is the back loop. So this one front loop, this other one back loop. So we are going to single crochet on the back loop only. The whole pattern is going to be single crochets on the back loop only. So this one, so insert here and then take a loop and single crochet on the back loop only. So yeah, continue single crochet there on the back loop only, and at the end of the row you're going to have a very beautiful ridge, and that's what we are aiming. So single crochet on the back loop only. I'm going to do this until the end of the row, and you can see the pattern is starting to form. Yeah, so let me meet you guys at the end of the row. And guys, continue putting your stitch marker. I do not always put it, but it's good so that you don't miss this first stitch over here. So yeah, single crochet on this back loop only, this one. let us meet at the end of the second row. So guys, I'm almost done with my second row. Here we go. As usual, remember to remove the stitch marker and then go crochet the last stitch, sorry. So the last stitch, so we're in row number 2 and it is done. Yeah, so you should have something like this, and then on the other side it looks like this, like it's like a ridge down there, as in, you get me. Yeah, so now on to the next row. Change your stitch marker, your stitch counter, chain 1, and then as usual turn your work to the other side. So we are going to continue doing that. Chain 1, crochet on the back loop only until we have like many ridges. So the point of doing this, the reason why we have it so long, is because we are going to make our bag like this. Okay, so the lines are going to be straight, so that's why we're making it so long. But if it was just for another bag, it wouldn't be this long. So I'm going to do another row like a third one, the same single crochet on the back loop only. I have zoomed in so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. This is where I'm putting my crochet on the back loop only and making a single crochet. Yeah, I'm going to do this for a few more rows. So the point is, at the end of it we should have 23 ridges. When I'm talking of ridges, is this part that is forming this one. So if you count this, there should be 23 of them. But don't worry, we are in this journey together. So continue making a single crochet on the back loop only. I'm going to meet you when I have like 10 rows so that you can see my ridges, how they're going to be. Ciao guys, I am in the 9th row and I hope yours is coming up to something like this. So these are the ridges I was telling you guys. As you can see, this one is the first ridge, this one is the second ridge, third and fourth. So like the ridges, they are formed by the two, like they are formed by 2 single crochets which are crocheted on the back loop. So the other side also looks like these. It also has the ridges. So like the back side and the front side, they like almost look the same size. But yeah, so let's continue guys. Let us make these ridges up to the 23rd ridge. Yeah, tuendelee guys. I'm back. So I am halfway into our bags. I have 12 ridges. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 ridges, and we are going up to 23. So I want to tell you something before we continue. If you see your pattern is not becoming a straight line like this one on both edges, as you can see mine is very straight. Even though I turn my work, it's still the same, very straight at the edges. Just know that you're missing out on the first or the last stitch, this one, because somehow it can be hidden, and when you miss out this, the last stitch, your pattern won't be straight. So make sure to always put a stitch marker, especially when you're a beginner, so that you don't miss out on this last stitch and so that your work can be straight. But if it is not, please just undo it and repeat. It doesn't hurt to repeat. I also repeat sometimes when I don't see my work is coming out to being the best. So yeah, it's nothing wrong to repeating until you get exactly what you want to have. Okay, I'll meet you back guys when I have now the 23 ridges, and then we shall take measurements and see how many centimeters we have. Yeah, Guys, I am done crocheting and I have 22 ridges. These are the ridges. So that the ridges, as I told you, they are formed by the 2 single crochets. So yeah, it's just 22 times 2, and then you shall know how many rows I did. So now I'm going to take measurements. So this one is 29, so it's supposed to be 30 centimeters. So I still have to do one more row here at the end and at the beginning, and I'll do that row when I'm joining the plastic canvas. So take your plastic canvas, and then for me, I prefer to just crochet it around it, but you can use the needle yarn instead. It's way much simpler, but for me, I always crochet all around, but I'm going to crochet it with a smaller crochet hook. This one is the 3 millimeter hook. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. So for me, I chose this other side to be my right side, and then this side is going to be my wrong side. So I'm going to join this. Give me a second. I cut it out, and then so as you can see, it's down here, and this side is the side that is going to be inside. This side is going to be hidden. So this is how I do it, but I've told you can use a needle yarn, which is way much simpler. So I'm going to crochet into this hole, and then I'm still going to crochet into my, as in I'm just doing a normal crochet the way I was doing on the back loop only, but now I'll be doing it even through the plastic. So here we go. Here's the first one, the second one. So I'm for every stitch goes into every hole. So I'm using a smaller crochet hook so that it will be much easier to go through inside the holes. Sometimes they are a bit too tight. When you use a bigger hole, you expand them, and I don't want that. So yeah, I'm going to do this all the way through, like all round, even this side. And then I'm going to show you how it's going to look like. Let me first finish this row, and then I'm going to come back and show you how it looks like. Guys, as you can see, I am done sewing in the plastic canvas, and it's quite like heavy, like it's very now stable, as you can see here. So now I wanted to tell you something. So for the sides, for this side you have like the stitches, they are well defined, but for here you don't have the stitches well defined. So as I told you earlier, the ridges consist of 2 single crochets. So the first stitch is going to be on the edge, like on this edge. Then the second one will be here, down here. So yeah, so that is 1 2 1 2. So that's how you're going to sew in for the sides. And then something else, if you can't crochet, I told you can use the yarn needle. For the yarn needle, you're just going to insert it in between one of the holes, and then let me show you where, and then in between here, in between your stitches. So you're just going to like crochet, but now you're just going up and down in case you're going to use the needle. So next we are going to make, now we have our bag already set like this. So next we are going to make the sides here. So let's get into it, guys. I've already done one side. So what we are going to do is that the stitches from here up to here, like this side, 190, but because of the bonus stitches we did here at the edges, they are 92. So you are going to count up to 22, sorry, for the side. And then this side is supposed to remain 35 stitches, and then this side 5 stitches. So those are 70, and then now plus the 22, so there will be 92. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this other side. First of all, this is how I join a new row. So I've already counted the 22 stitches, so I'm going to remove my stitch marker, and then I'm going to only do on the back loop only, so that we maintain our pattern. So yeah, I do a slip stitch, and then I'm going to hide this tail by crocheting. So yeah, just continue with the single crochets up to the end, and you should have 22 of them. After that, you're going to do 5 ridges, just the normal single crochet on the back loop only, until you have 5 ridges. And then I'm going to meet you back here so that we can reduce the stitches, so that we have that particular pattern like I've showed you for the other side. Yeah, meet me back here. I am done with my first row. This is my second row. We're just doing exactly what we were doing, like just single crochet on the back loop only. So you're going to do this until you have 5 ridges. These ones, 1 2 3 4 5, and then from there on we are going to do 3 rows of reducing, of reduction, so that we have like a smaller centimeter by the end we are reaching at the top here. So yeah, and then we are going to join this side and this side with just single crochet still on the back loop only, so that you have this beautiful ridge over here in pattern. So yeah, do your 5 ridges, and then we're going to meet back when I'm here. Okay, so I have done the 5 ridges, so I'm going to turn my work and now start reducing. So this is what you're going to do. You are going to crochet 5 rows, 5 stitches, sorry, 2 3 4 5. Now this is where the reduction comes in. So you're going to take this, and then this one, the next one, pull through, and then make it to 1, then continue, and then we're going to count 1 2 3 4 5. Put a stitch marker there. That will be our next reduction. Okay, so then I continue with my normal single crochet on the back loop only. Let me now show you the next one. So here we are, we make another deduction, so I'm supposed to make it there. So there, then on the next one, pull through and make it into 1. That's how we do a deduction. So the next row I'm not going to do any deduction. I'm going just to do the normal single crochet. Then now the other row I'm going to do a deduction. Let me just do another row of single crochets, and then I show you again how to do the deduction. 2 3 4 5. Now I'm going also to do another. Now this is the second deduction now. So this is what I'm doing. Let me show you at a better position. I am taking this one, this stitch, and then joining it with this other one, so there are 2, and then I'll just pull through and crochet. That is how you do any deduction, like that, making it 1, and then I continue. So I'm going to, no, this is the second deduction, so I'm going to do another row with no deduction, and then now another one with the deduction. So we are only just going to do 3 rows of deduction, and then I just crochet all through up to the top now with no deduction at all. So I'm going to meet you back after I'm done with the whole side view. Yeah, and then now I can show you to join, and then we'll be done with the bag. I'll just be left by, I just show you how to join the handles, and then that's it. So I am done. This is what I have. So I have 17 ridges up to here. So when you reach at the end, just chain one, and then now you start working single crochets up to down, and then that's how now you're going to join this other side. So like I told you earlier, you single crochet on this part, on the upper ridge, and then down here. I always prefer to single crochet every time to make my edges way much firm. It's a bit tight, that's why I'm struggling. Yeah, so you're going to do that up to the end. Let me meet you back at the end. I'm at the end, so I'm just going to show you exactly what I'm doing. So this is the back stitch of this side, for the side, and then this is the back stitch for the bag. So basically I'm just going to single crochet so that I attach both of them. Sorry, my yarn. Okay, here we go. Pull through, and then yeah, like that. And I'm going to do this up to the end. It's very difficult doing it in this position, but I want you to see it. I want you to have a close-up. So yeah, do that up to the end and you'll have something like this. So I've forgotten to tell you something, guys. When you're sewing in the edges, you can also use the yarn needle, and also you should use a smaller crochet hook. Sorry, for making the bag I used a 4.5, but now for the sewing I'm using a 4.1. This helps to keep it like very rigid because of the small hook, and it should be very firm. So yeah, please make sure you use a smaller crochet hook if you're going to use a crochet hook. Guys, now I'm going to show you how to connect these handles. As I told you earlier, you can still make your own handles. So first of all, before I make the handles, I want to talk about this bag stand. So I chose gold for this particular bag, but you can also use silver or the round bag stands, but I chose to use this one. These ones are just simple. You just open them up, you put them in between in between your stitches, and then you clamp them on the other side like this, just using your hands like that. So yeah, let me show you now how to connect the handles. For this I'm going to use the yarn, the needle yarn, and it's just simple sewing, nothing complicated. So I'm not going to show you the whole process because this one is just simple. It's just up and down stitches. So I've already done this one, so let me connect now this one. 1 2 3 4. I'm going to do it on the fold. 1 2 3. Yeah, so basically it's just like the normal sewing, and just like that. Then do it up to the point where you feel like your bag, the handles are stable enough and fully attached to the bag. Yeah, and then now our bag is okay. Now the only thing remaining, that I'm just going to sew in the bag lining, but for this one I'm going to do a different tutorial because this video is already big enough. But this is how the bag looks like on the inside, and then yeah, for the sides down. Yeah, so guys, make your bag and tell me in the comments how your bag is going to turn out. Please check out my Instagram, and then see the bags that I've made there, and then request for the tutorial which you want me to do next. Yeah, so in the comments just tell me the next tutorial you want me to do, and I'll do it for you guys. Thank you. I am done with my bag. Here it is. So down here, as I told you, just put in this bag stands so that your bag will be, you know, like can be able to sit well. Here's my little tag, LM squared bags, and then I added this chain, you know, just to make it like look so popping. And then I have this beautiful tassel here. It's just simple to make. You can try it out. And by the way, this tassel can be used as a key holder, because it's removable. Sorry guys, yeah, okay, that's the point. You just click it. It's just that I'm using my left hand. Yeah, it's removable, so you can remove it and just place your keys there, and you can also leave it at that. This is how the bags at the back looks like. This is just simple and plain. And then here at the top, I just did 6 rows of single crochet for each side, this side and this side, and then I put in a zipper here. This is how it looks on the inside. So I sewed in the maroon bag lining. I have here some side pocket. These are 2 of them, a small one and a big one. And then I also have a center one, this one with a zip. And then still I also have another side pocket for the other compartment. There it is. You see, so like I am a person who likes pockets in my bag, so I always like ask my clients if they want extra pockets, and I give them extra pockets. So yeah, as I told you, I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make the lining, and yeah, that's the bag. How do you like it, guys? Please tell me in the comments. Thank you.